What is going on, guys? Josiah LaRue here, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Adobe Ink and Slide. So let's do this. So yeah, today we're taking a look at the Adobe Ink and Slide. Now this is Adobe's digital stylus as well as ruler tool, which allows you to have a lot more precision when drawing or sculpting or doing anything with creative design on an iPad or other type of device. So let's take a look at this device and see what all it offers. Now this is Adobe's, as they say here, Creative Cloud Pen and Digital Ruler. So it allows you to do some more precise drawing on your tablet. So let's take a look at the box here. So Adobe Ink and Slide Creative Cloud Pen and Digital Ruler. So it has a fine tip, pressure sensitive stylus that allows you to do some more precision drawing, and you can use the slide to create straight lines, curves, triangles, and more. You can connect to your desktop or mobile workspaces using Adobe Creative Cloud. You can import color themes and do a lot more through their different apps. And it comes with a 1-year limited warranty. What's inside is the Adobe Ink pen, the slide, the charging case, as well as a USB cable. It's compatible with any iPad, basically 4th gen and up, as well as iPad mini. It uses Adontit pixel point technology. Learn more at adontit.com. So on the side here, Adobe Ink and Slide with their nice RGB style color scheme. So let's pop it open and see what's inside. Set that aside here and ta-da! There it is, the Adobe Ink pen. So slide the plastic off here. So there's the pen. Adobe Ink on the side. It has one button which you can push to not only show the color of the battery, but also is going to be used for syncing the pen up. Setting that aside. And there is the Adobe Slide. A lot less to it. It basically just uses the sensors on the bottom to connect with your device, and everything is talked between the pen and your tablet, and then this just talks to the pen. So pretty cool technology this way. This in some cases is a little bit more dumb than the pen is, but they both work together for some pretty cool applications, which we'll be going over in a few minutes. Once again, one button for syncing. And inside we have the charging case slash carrying case. So basically just a tube right there. On this side it has magnetic connector power points, and then USB socket. So you plug it into, here into a computer or wall. It charges the pen while it's in here, and you can also use it as a carrying case. Here we have one USB cable, micro USB, obviously, sitting on the side, and a quick start guide. Adobe Ink and Slide, welcome. Download the app. I see. So this button, the slide does not require power. Just launch line, open a canvas, and place the slide on the screen. You tap the button to switch shapes. Okay, so you can tap the button to, it's not for syncing, it's actually for choosing which shape you're trying to draw. Use Adobe Creative Cloud. You power it up by pushing the button, and then sync it by pushing it on the screen. And it also comes with a nice microfiber cloth for cleaning stuff off, I guess. So, pretty cool. So as you can see, here's everything that comes in the box with the Adobe Ink and Slide. So yeah, there's not much to the Ink and Slide, but a lot of it is really baked into its hardware and software. So the Adobe Ink and Slide actually came out as a bundled kit about 2 years ago in 2014, and at time of release it was $200. 2 years later, it's now available on Amazon for $30 with Prime shipping. So it has drastically come down in price. But is it really worth it for the $30, even that? And what all does it offer you? Aesthetics wise, the Ink and Slide is actually very well designed, I think. Adobe did a really good job in using nice, great aluminum as well as white plastic. It really kind of complements themselves. It looks very sharp, clean, artistic, and it goes well with an iPad as well with the clean designs. It's very simple. It only has a couple buttons, very easy, intuitive to use and charge, and overall just a really great design. It's really easy to use too. The pen uses low energy Bluetooth, and the slide actually
uses no technology at all other than touch, but we'll get to that in a moment. As I showed you in the unboxing, the pen has one button. Now that's a power button, a sync button, and an option button depending on what you're using the ink for. So first of all, once you have your device charged up, you push and hold the button. It starts flashing on the, I guess, eraser end, the cap at the top, and that not only shows you battery life, but also its syncing progress. So you push and hold that, then open up to power it up, then open up your app on your iPad and go to stylus or pen or wherever, depending on what app you're using. That's going to be changed a little bit. Then it's going to ask you to add the device. Now what you do is basically it shows up an illuminated dot in the middle. Push and hold the pen to make sure it's on and trying to pair. Then push and hold that for a few seconds. The pen and iPad will start talking to each other, and in a few seconds it'll be synced. After that, you can fully use your pen wherever you are in the app, and it continues to work. Now in the Adobe suite, it works pretty nicely. The pen actually is very nice in tracking. It's nice in creating good precision, and if you push the button, it brings up a little quick menu so you can change brush types, sizes of brush, opacity. You can do quick color picking as well as copy. So if you have the Adobe Creative Cloud Suite and a subscription, you can hit copy, and you can copy whether you're clipping a brush, a cut, a color, or whatever. You can send all that data across the cloud to your desktop or another iPad or any other device running Creative Cloud. So kind of cool. I don't think I would ever use that. Generally, if I'm working on my iPad, I'm doing either freehand design or just quick touch-up on things. If I really want to get down and dirty, I'm going to fire up the full Adobe suite on my desktop and mainly be working from there. Although it might be that I work inversely in sending something from my desktop to my iPad. So not a big thing there with the clipping, which Adobe touted as a really big feature, but the other things are really nice. The button for quick access is really cool. Now, overall app support for these two devices has gotten a lot better over the 2 years since launch. When Adobe first rolled these products out, they were only compatible with Adobe's own software of line and drawing. Since then, Adobe has pretty much phased out lining, moved everyone over to drawing, but then also opened it up for most of their other creative suites. So whether you're in Lightroom, whether you're in Photoshop, whether you're in CC or Illustrator or whatever else, you can use the pen for free flow, for design, for dragging and clipping and whatever else. The pen actually works pretty nicely. Ruler doesn't work in everything, mainly in the drawing apps, but you can still use it for a few things. Now the Adobe Slide is actually quite interesting in that it doesn't communicate with the device over Bluetooth. It's actually kind of dumb, but also smart in the same way. It communicates over touch. So first of all, you have to enable the slide in the settings menu of whatever Adobe app you're using when tying it with a pen. Then you can lay the slide down and it'll automatically start shooting a ruler. That's by default. But there's a button that you can push, and that touches down and basically inputs a touch sensitive that the app is looking for that allows you to quick change between triangle, circle, square, or back to ruler. Also, when you pick it up and then put it back down, it flips what side the shape or ruler is predominant on. So if you're sliding to one side and then you flip it up to pick it up and put it back down. However, if you accidentally pick it up and then put it back down while you're drawing, that's kind of annoying that it flips it to the other side. Also, sometimes if you have the ruler enabled but aren't using it, it'll input your fingers kind of resting on the edge of the device as ruler. So it'll start like making shapes appear, which I thought was kind of annoying. So I would turn slide off unless I'm trying to do a ruler or shape through that. The hardware is great and all, but it doesn't work well if you don't have good apps. Over the last couple years, app support has actually gotten substantially better since launch. When Adobe first released these products, the only apps that worked with them was Adobe's own line and sketch or drawing apps. Now they've successfully pretty much closed off line. If you have it, you can still use it, but they're not releasing it as public anymore. They want everyone using drawing, and in there it's actually a pretty comprehensive app for drawing and everything else. Adobe has opened up their support through most of their other apps, so whether it's Comp, Illustrator, Photoshop, Lightroom, or whatever else, you can use the pen, but the slide doesn't work on everything, only on some apps. But it does offer you a lot more control than just using your finger, which I do like. Third-party support has gotten better. Paper 53, probably one of the more popular drawing apps out there, does support it, but only in basic writing and drawing, and you can't use the slide. Sketch allows you to do it, but it misidentifies it, as does CAD sketch, they identify as a paper 53, which then you don't get all the touch sensitivity, but it still works. You can still use it as a stylus, but it's just not quite the same. So third-party app support is still got a ways to go, I think, but it's better than apparently when it was launched 2 years ago. When I was reading some of the initial reviews, people really didn't like it, that it only worked with Adobe's own software. So over the years, it has certainly gotten better, but there are still things that they need to work on. How it recognizes your hand and how it recognizes the pen is still kind of annoying. I feel that they could increase pressure sensitivity. I don't believe that there is quite enough depth when I'm pushing down, that it should be tracking that I'm pushing down harder and thus making the ink or paint or whatever digitally flow or spread out harder based on sensitivity. I feel that they can increase the sensitivity range. Secondly, make sure if you're a left or right-handed person that you choose which style of writing you do. There's a couple different settings for both left-handed and right-handed users. So depending on how you grip the pen and how you place your hand on the tablet really is going to depend on how it reads inputs and tracks. So I was having issues where it wasn't tracking my inputs at times, had to mess around with the settings and figured out that it was thinking I was a right-handed person and not a left-handed person. So as a lefty, you have to pick that you're a left-handed person gripping the pen in a certain way, so that's the way it knows how to track pen inputs. That's very important. I felt that there was somewhat of an input lag at times where I would be doing quick sketching or just drawing like round corners and be like, and then pop to where I was, or I'd be drawing for a second and it was like slightly behind where the actual tip of the pen was. So sometimes you do have to compensate for that, or start drawing a little bit, draw out your shape, and then go back and erase a tail or fill in a connecting line point. So there is still somewhat of a connection lag, but it is overall decently lag free and very snappy. Ruler, or the Adobe Slide, was not always the most successful when I was trying to do squares inside of squares. If the edge of the slide got to the edge of the iPad, it would just disable and turn the square off. So sometimes I'd have to freehand the bottom corner of my shape if I was trying to draw at the edge of the screen on the edge of the canvas. So I felt that was a little bit annoying, that they should be able to read that you're trying to do a shape down in the bottom corner of your device. Maybe I'm missing something, but from my initial testings, that was a feature of pretty large annoyance. So I've given this product some hate and I've given it some love. So what are my final thoughts, and should you buy it? Overall, it's a great device. When it was first launched, it wasn't so great. It was very overpriced. There wasn't great app support for it. But now, a couple years later, most of those complaints have gone away. Adobe's drastically increased app support even in their own Creative Cloud suite and their entire app realm. But also, third parties are starting to pick it up as well, or even allow it to be used even if it's mislabeled. So support has drastically been improved over the last couple years. Also, price. Now at $30, it's much more affordable than the original $200 price point. So it's a great device to pick up, particularly if you're doing 3D animation, 3D rendering, or drawing or photo touch-up. The precision that you can get with a pressure-sensitive stylus is much more than you could ever get with your finger. The ruler is a little bit hit or miss for me, but the ink is definitely a winner. And for $30, it's a great thing to pick up. The closest competitor, the Pencil by Pencil 53, is $60 and on up from there. So at $30, at half the price, I believe that the Adobe Ink and Slide is definitely something that you should look into if you're looking to do 3D or digital work on your iPad. So yeah, guys, that's been my review of the Adobe Ink and Slide. Overall, a very interesting product and something that I'll enjoy messing around with in the future. Let me know in the comment box down below, what do you think of the Adobe Ink and Slide? Is it something that you would buy? Have you already purchased one in the last couple years? Do you enjoy using it with your products? And what apps do you use to do image editing, 3D rendering, or whatever else that you would use a stylus for? Let me know in the comment box down below. As always, guys, thanks for watching. Remember, you can check out the last video I did right here and what I talked about right here. Remember that like and subscribe button down below so you don't miss any of my future videos. Check me out on social media, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace!